What's good, everybody? I am Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blerd, and this is the Blerd Breakdown, the pop culture show for when you need to know. See, what had happened was, now, if this is your first time here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and be sure to throw a like on this video if you're enjoying everything that you're seeing in the video, man. This is going to be, we're still going to do a full show, but I got home kind of late from work, and I've been a little bit of a mess. For those of you that follow me on Twitter know what I'm talking about. But all I was going to say is we're still going to talk about some of the major news. It's just going to be little informal about how we do this. And I will, I'll kind of explain as we go along. So let's just kind of jump into it, man. Oh, God. Hold on. Hold on. I need to do a couple things. First of all, I can't see the chat at this exact moment, so what I need to do is I need to use my phone to log into the thing. Boom. And yes, that's me. Okay, let's see. There we go. Now I can see you. Yo. What's going on? Eagles Brother 92, Jeremy Miller. Good to see everybody. Yeah, it's been a lot. it's been a lot, man. Let me see. I want to put up a story for you specifically for the first thing we're going to talk about, and then I will we'll go from there. Sorry, just give me just a second here. We'll go with this. I'm a fucking mess, man. I'm a mess. I really have not been okay. Here we go. So for those of you that didn't know, the Dallas Mavericks have traded our star player, Luka Dončić, for Anthony Davis. We've sent Luka to the Lakers, got Anthony Davis down in Dallas, and I'm going to go from this particular story. This is because it's been talked about ad nauseum by all of the sports talking heads. Again, anybody that has been following me on social media know I've been having a meltdown all weekend. But this is the Mavericks GM who defends the Luka trade. We got ahead of what was going to be a tumultuous summer. So late Saturday night, if you didn't hear, the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA world by trading Luka Dončić to the Los Angeles Lakers, getting Anthony Davis in return. The stunning trade raised questions, shocked NBA players, and doubled the Lakers' odds of making the NBA Finals. The deal specifically raised questions for Mavericks fans who are now dealing with the unexpected loss of Dallas' biggest player. But in an interview with the Dallas Morning News, Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison defended the blockbuster trade. Mavericks minority owner Mark Cuban said he was not involved in negotiations, saying that sending Dončić to the Lakers sets the franchise up for short-term and long-term success, is what Nico says. I understand why they'd be shocked initially, Harrison told the Dallas Morning News, but I do believe that we positioned ourselves to win now and also win in the future. And that's ultimately the goal and why we're here. It's one of those things where it's my job to make the tough decisions to put our goals first and foremost. Harrison said that he and Lakers GM and VP of basketball operations Rob Pelinka began having conversations more than a month ago, although he said that the turn to the Dončić-Davis trade happened over the past 3 weeks. Mavericks GM confirmed that he broached the possibility of trading Dončić first, which the Lakers quickly responded to. Harrison also cited Dončić's upcoming contract extension as rationale for the trade, noting that teams have shown interest in him down the line. Dončić was eligible for a 5-year, $345 million Supermax deal with Dallas this summer. With the trade, he is no longer Supermax eligible. We really feel like we got ahead of what was going to be a tumultuous summer. He was being eligible for the Supermax and also a year away from him being able to opt out of any contract, Harrison said. And so we really felt like we got out in front of that. We know teams, they've had it out there. Teams have been loading up to try and sign him once that comes available. Harrison said that he did message Dončić, sending him a text and leaving a phone message for the 25-year-old guard. My guess is he probably doesn't want to talk to me, Harrison said. As for Davis, Harrison praised the 31-year-old forward's defensive skills. Harrison said that he and Mavericks coach Jason Kidd liked what Davis will bring to the Dallas locker room. We really feel that defense wins championships, and we think the players that we're bringing in add to the culture, which is important to what Jay Kidd and I have been building here from day one. Harrison said. And then obviously when you get an all-NBA player who's also a first-team all-defensive player, we think that's going to help us where we need it most on the defensive end. Harrison cited the Cleveland Cavaliers, whose front court duo of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen has been solid for past several seasons, as a potential comparison for what he hopes will happen with Davis in Dallas. Harrison added that Davis will probably finish games as a center, but he will get to play as a power forward, his preferred position, alongside Mavericks center Daniel Gafford. Dončić and Davis are both currently injured. Dončić is sidelined with a calf injury, while Davis has a foot injury. Once the two are healthy, fans will get a chance to see how things shook out and who really won the trade. All right. I have a lot to talk about. Oops. Sorry about that. I didn't mean for you to get the intro. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to get the intro with you again. I'm genuinely kind of fucked up. Not like on any sort of thing, but Kang is back. What the fuck? What? Now I feel like that's a whole other story. Let me know where you're seeing that, apparently, because I was just searching for stuff and I did not see anything about that. So that would be breaking news right now. And that's kind of wild. So let me know where you're actually seeing that and we can talk about that. Wow. And on top of that, because I wanted to, we need to talk about a lot of things. We need to talk about loyalty. We need to talk about trades. We need to talk about all this shit, man. So first off, this is the worst fucking trade I've ever heard in my entire life. I've heard a lot of things about Nico Harrison. I didn't know much about him before this trade. I literally knew nothing about him. And here are the things that I heard. That he was an exec for Nike for a long time. That he worked with Kobe and helping bring him from Adidas over to Nike. He worked with Jordan. He's worked with LeBron. He's worked with a number of people over the years, and those three being arguably the three best in the game is like ever. They are arguably that, right? So he's seen firsthand what it takes to be that guy. Here's my massive problem. He only got here a few years ago. He has no idea what he did to do this under guise of night. It's not like a situation where we were prepared for this or that we got anything that was worth it. You literally took the heart and soul of the team, let alone people pray that their team gets a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, a Justin Jefferson, a LeBron James, a Kobe Bryant, Alex Rodriguez, a Derek Jeter, a Shohei Ohtani. You pray that someone of that much talent and skill would land in your lap, let alone that he would be a homegrown hero, right? And we were blessed with someone in Dirk because originally we had drafted Dirk, Steve Nash, and Finley. We let Finley go to the Spurs and we let Steve Nash go to the Suns. But Dirk stayed with us the whole fucking way, man. And he ended up, it took struggles. We couldn't get free agents to come to Dallas. They weren't interested. But we made 2 finals appearances with Dirk. The first one we tragically lost, and I was actually there for that, and that broke my heart. I was a senior in high school when that happened. Or I had just graduated high school. I was leaving for college that summer, or at the end of that summer. And I went to the final game, to Game 6, where we lost, and that broke my heart. And then we figured it out, 5 years later, and won the title in 2011 and beat what was, LeBron's new Miami Heat team. It was fantastic. And one of the things that people used to say about Dirk, they're like, yo, Dirk doesn't play defense because he's too heavy-footed, and, he really didn't do what needed to be done to get to the finish line, during that first finals. And then in 2007, for those that don't remember, because I remember because it was my freshman year of college, we got into the playoffs, and we were the number 1 seed, playing the number 8 seed Warriors, and got swept. I will never forget that because a large majority of Bay Area kids go to Occidental College where I went to school, and they talked a lot of shit. So people were saying all sorts of shit about how we got exposed. How Dirk was exposed, and he's not as good as everybody put him out to be, right? But here's the fucking thing. Dirk at that point was still young and had time to learn from those two lessons from that finals and then from the subsequent year of getting washed out of the playoffs. He was already a fantastic player at that point. He was already a multi-time all-star, all that kind of stuff, but he got fucking time to learn. At that point, he had been in the league for at least 7, 8, 9 years, something like that. So around the same time. The main things that have been complained about with Luka have been him whining to the refs and him not playing defense and him not coming to practice and coming into the season, at least, in shape. Here's the funny thing about that. Even if he came out of shape into the season, he finished second in MVP voting, being out of shape last season. He willed a 5 seed to the NBA fucking finals and embarrassed a young Timberwolves team that they had to go and let Karl Anthony Towns go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing. You had all of that, and you were talking about a 25-year-old who was just getting to their prime, who has plenty of time to learn, to evolve, to get the right pieces around him to make shit happen. And instead, what you did is you took a 25-year-old in his prime, a 5-time first-time All-NBA, a second in MVP voting, willed us into a Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now, I guess, willed us into the finals last year. He went to 2 Western Conference Finals in 3 years, and one of them turned into a finals appearance, meaning he kept getting better as he was going along. He did that, right? You put all of that as that is. This man was supposed to be the next statue. As I titled this episode, he was literally supposed to be the next statue outside of the thing. I know that for me and most fans, because we look at Anthony Davis, I will give him credit for a lot of things. I don't want to shit on Anthony Davis. I'm welcome to the team, man, but you got to understand, obviously, and I'm sure you get it, considering this happened in the dead of night and what it cost for us to get it, that nobody dislikes Anthony Davis, but we're just upset because of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dad was supposed to take us to Disneyland, and instead Mom came in and goes, "Hey, your father's not coming anymore, so your older brother is actually going to take you to Chuck E. Cheese for like an hour, you know, a couple hours. You're not going to do the whole Disneyland experience. You'll get a couple of hours." That's essentially what just happened, because Anthony Davis is 32 years old. He has missed 25% of his games because of injury. 25% I understand that he is a walking double-double, averaging, I want to say this season, 28 and 12. That's great, and he plays good defense. That's fantastic. Love to see it. First of all, who's going to pass the fucking ball? Who's going to facilitate? I understand that Kyrie's got the handles and everything. He don't pass the way Luka passes. Luka can see shit all over the motherfucking place and is able to do things that don't make any sense. He passes better than LeBron does. And LeBron has been notorious for being a fantastic passer. Okay? This is literally a generational top 3 in the world player that you just let go. Now, when you throw in so many other personal factors with this, you didn't fucking talk to Luka about it. You could have done a sign and trade situation for him over the summer when he has a Supermax deal, so that he doesn't lose money. But instead, what you did is you decided that you were going to fuck him out of $117 million. You literally told him to go F off and screwed him out of $117 million. Okay? Which is so fucking rude. You throw in the fact that this man just bought a $15 million home in Dallas. He loves the city of Dallas. He keeps talking about it. all the charitable organizations and things that he like spends time with and doing things like that, how much he loves the city and the people and everything else like that. The fact that you had I'm gonna see if I can find this shit, but the social media person for the Mavs must be feeling stupid as shit because they're out here posted, hey, it's National Texan Day, and look at him, man. You know, he's out here all dressed out in his cowboy like blues and shit. He's looking great, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. I think I just found it. This is fucking stupid. Look, here we go. Look at this shit. The tweet reads, because you probably can't see it, Happy National Texas Day. You know? And here he is. Getting out of his sports car with his cowboy boots, puts his hat on. So happy and proud, man. He loved being there. So you don't even have the fucking courtesy. You don't have the courtesy to let him know that this is something that's going down, right? So let me go through some of the stuff, and then I see a lot of people in the comments, and they're giving differing opinions here, and that is totally fine. That's what I want, is a conversation. That is what the show always has been. But like, look, Dirk, fucking shocked. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. What else we got? So this person right here, Ben Rogers, he says, my heart is broken. If you're lucky enough to ever land a true franchise-carrying sports unicorn and an all-time great, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Shaq, Steph, Dirk, you don't trade them. You build an empire around them. You thank the sports gods for being so gracious to have miraculously blessed your life with an absolute miracle. And God forbid if you were ever forced to trade such a Hall of Fame unicorn, the return better be so much that you reshape your future with so many first-round draft picks and young players that you can almost make sense of it. This just doesn't add up to me. So for those that are not aware, because I see a lot of people being like, oh, well, you know, like he was exposed, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Second in MVP voting, five-time all NBA first team. The only person apparently that has done that other than him, I believe they said, was Jordan. So miss me with that shit. All right? Hold on. Let me find the actual trade breakdown. Luka and Anthony Davis trade details. Here we go. So, Davis, Christie, that is Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick to Dallas in exchange for Dončić, forwards Max Keebler and Markieff Morris. And then there's an extra little bit that's happening with the Jazz, who the Jazz are pissed off that they apparently were a part of making this crazy situation where you have now set up the Lakers' future. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is absolute nonsense. Because that was the thing. This wasn't a situation where this was a big secret that everybody knew about. This wasn't where it was like, hey man, like you got a situation where the whole league is like, ooh, Luka's on the market, we can go and get Luka. This was done literally in the secret of night between two homeboys to kind of make shit happen off to the side. And there's and part of why it's so fucking frustrating. You look at Rudy Gobert, who garnered 4 first-round picks. Rudy Gobert. In what world is Luka not worth at least that, if not 5, 6, not 5, not 6, not 7? Like, are you fucking kidding me? There is not a world where Luka is not worth significantly more than this. So even if you want to go with the guys of, you know what, he was exposed. He's not that good. He doesn't play defense. His conditioning's a problem. All of that shit. Let me give you that for a second. In what world is he not worth all of that? And that is where I get pissed off, is because then you have other things that have been talked about, and I would like to share this other one because this one also pissed me off, but it is definitely something that is true, that really feels like what's going on here, man. And I'm going to play that gentleman too in a minute that said something, but this right here is an analysis that somebody put out, and I want to share with you. So let's go to this real quick. I'm going to bring this up full screen. Okay. So this is someone says is sharing this A+ analysis on the Luka trade by the always insightful Chris Kratoliv. Messed that up. Makes a ton of sense to me from the Texas legislation angle, especially considering Light Patrick likely done next session. Here's some stuff. So as a 6-year-old boy, I watched the first ever Mavericks game with my late dad on October 11th, 1980. The Mavs beat the Spurs 103-92, so having been with the Mavs since day one, their inexplicable giveaway of a generational talent is genuinely painful. But I have a theory as to what's really going on here. Premise 1. The Mavs traded Luka, a 25-year-old, one of the top 3 players in the world, to the Lakers in return for a broken-down 32-year-old Anthony Street Clothes Davis. Makes no sense as a basketball move. Virtually no one disputes this. So there must be a non-basketball explanation for what's going on here. Premise 2. The Mavs' new Adelson Dumont ownership group has no real interest in basketball, and they have said as much. To the Andersons, the Mavs are just a means to an end, which is opening up the largest untapped gambling market in the country, Texas. A destination resort casino in DFW with the new Mavs arena in it as their frequently stated goal. Premise 3. The Adelson Dumont push to change Texas law to allow their Mavs-centered destination casino resort is going badly in Austin. Again. Despite hiring virtually every lobbyist in Austin, Texas, their company, Sands Casinos, is not getting a bill through the Texas legislation this session. So, another loss for gambling in Texas, and it will be 2 more years before the next legislative session. Premise 4. Adelsons need more leverage to get a gambling bill through the Texas legislation, but they already donate more money to Texas politicians than literally anyone else, and they employ dozens of good lobbyists. So, where the carrot has failed, they needed a stick. That stick is to threat to move the Mavs to Vegas unless they get what they want. Premise 5. As of 24 hours ago, the threat to move the Mavs to Vegas was laughable. The Mavs just made a trip to the NBA Finals and were led by a 25-year-old generational superstar. They landed a major free agent in Klay Thompson in the offseason. They were beloved in DFW, the 4th largest media market in the U.S. Teams riding high don't move. Premise 6. If their goal is to open a destination casino resort centered on a new arena, the Andersons are better off with the Mavs being bad, unpopular, and unprofitable. This would make viable their threat to move to Vegas unless the Texas legislation legalizes their Venetian Dallas casino arena plan. Premise 7. The NBA would not allow a healthy franchise to abandon the 4th largest media market in the USA. But if local support for the Mavs has dried up and the aging American Airlines a center is full of empty seats, the political will to build a new arena has collapsed, and the promise of a golden new market in Vegas beckons. Ask fans of the Seattle Supersonics if the NBA would block a Mavs move to Vegas. Premise 8. By giving away Luka in return for Anthony Davis, that's actually pretty funny, the Mavs went from being a top-tier NBA team for many years to come to who knows what now. The combination of AD, Klay, and Kai is the 2018 NBA All-Star team, but it's unfortunately 2025. The reality is that the Mavs will be bad soon, and they don't have the draft capital to change their trajectory. Premise 9. But even worse for the Mavs franchise, is that day one fans like me feel betrayed and heartsick. I have never seen a fan base so angry. Goddamn right. Who is going to buy season tickets now? Watch games on TV, buy and wear merchandise. Mavs are already down 700,000 followers on Instagram since they ran Luka out of town, and this was as of the 2nd. This was yesterday. Premise, I guess he meant 10, but 11. The Andersons didn't trade Luka to the Lakers for old unibrow Davis. They traded Luka for a gun they can hold to the head of Texas legislation. Authorize our Mavs-centered casino, or we're off to Vegas, baby, and the NBA won't say no. Premise 12. So the Adelsons will get their Mavs-centered casino one way or another. Plan A is a new Venetian Dallas, but if Texas legislator continues to say no, then Plan B is Vegas Mavericks. And the unhealthy nature of the post-Luka Mavs makes Plan V viable. Premise 13. Oh, and yeah, a nice side benefit of this gambling-driven plan is that the NBA's flagship franchise, the Lakers, is reinvigorated with one of the top 3 players on the planet like Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, and Shaq before Luka. The Lakers magically have a new superstar. Premise 14. That Nico admits that he talked only to the Lakers about trading Luka reveals that this was not a basketball-driven transaction. Why not get 5 first-round picks for Luka? Thank you. Because the Adelsons need the Mavs to stink and be hopeless by the 2027 Texas legislative season. Final premise. So there you have it. The Adelsons get their leverage and will have their new destination resort casino centered on a new Mavs arena in the late 2020s, early 2030s in Dallas Plan A or in Vegas Plan B. The NBA gets their marquee franchise rebuilt in Los Angeles. The Lakers get their successor to LeBron and Kobe and will be good for the next decade. Mavs and DFW fans got screwed. So I read that. And all of that makes a lot of fucking sense because I had actually heard about them trying to force casino for a long the minute this sold, the last year, Cuban sold the majority stake to them. One of the things that was talked about is Mark Cuban sold the Mavs. What the fuck? And he sold, I think he's a 49% shareholder. So he doesn't, it's not his say anymore. But that was said because it looked like for Mark, if he did that, he got to go in on their casino business. And Mark has been a fantastic owner, but it looked like he was just looking for what was next. So then when you throw all of this shit in here, because all of this makes sense, because this is kind of what they did to Seattle, and they tried to force the Supersonics to make shit happen, and they wouldn't do. They said, fuck you when they went to Oklahoma City. They tried to do the same thing with the Raiders in Oakland, be like, make a new thing, and when they wouldn't do, they said, fuck you when they went to Vegas. So all of this makes sense when you consider Vegas has been stacking all these teams. When you see the Raiders, when you see the Aces, when you see the Golden Knights, they have been stacking all these teams to make them another major media destination. It's already a big fucking deal out there as is. So all of this makes logical sense. And I'll tell you why. Like, other than this, more evidence as to why this is some fucking bullshit is straight from the fucking horse's mouth, bro. Let me make sure you can hear this. Hold on. Let me know. Somebody in the comments, let me know if you can hear. I want to make sure that this audio is going through.
What would you just say to fans who are frustrated about this move?
I'm sorry they're frustrated, but it's something that we believe in as an organization that's going to make us better. We believe that it sets us up to win not only now, but also in the future. And when we win, I believe the frustration will go away.
That wasn't it. That wasn't the one I was looking for. That's actually really funny. There is another statement that he made in that press conference that was fucking infuriating. Still want to play that guy. That was not, I'm laughing at myself for fucking that up. Hold on. Just do this for a second while I find it. Nico Harrison. Let's see. He said, sorry for the dead air. But essentially what he said, is this it?
Credit, trades, you guys have been around here. Trades don't happen. And I'd like to give...
No, this isn't, but this is still interesting. This is more of it, so let's play this too.
Rob Pelinka a lot of credit. Trades, you guys have been around here. Trades don't happen at the smallest level without stuff getting out.
Look how Jason Kidd doesn't want anything to do with this shit.
Rob and I were able to have, really intense conversations over the course of 3 or 4 weeks that started out as a coffee that, was more, hey, would you ever, I don't know, would I? Let me think of, and then it built upon that. And, we kept it between us. We had to keep it tight. J Kidd didn't know about it. But J Kidd and I are aligned, and we talk about archetypes, and we talk about the culture that we want to create. So I know the type of players that he likes without actually talking to him. Hey, would you like... So I know that. And J Kid coached them when they won a championship. So I think when you're aligned with your coach like that, I know the type of players that he likes. And so I felt good about it making sense to where we're trying.
This man is lying to himself. Jason Kidd don't want none of that shit. Oh.
No, and I'd like to give Rob Pelinka a lot of credit.
That's not it. There's one where he essentially said, I'm not even going to be around here. He straight up says, I'm not going to be here. Hold on. God damn it. That's the only problem, y'all, that's the only problem with not having time to get all that, and I do apologize. Let's see. Nico Harrison, I won't be here in 10 years. He straight up said, I'm not going to be here in 10 years. And so it is what it is, which is so fucking absurd. I think it was.
Let's be clear. I'm the one making the decision.
Maybe this is it. We'll try this one.
And Jay's supportive of it, so it's me. I don't do anything that's scary. I think everything that we do, we put a lot of work into it. We study it, and we restudy it, and we go back, and I understand the magnitude of it. So the easiest thing for me to do is do nothing, and everyone would praise me for doing nothing. But we really believe in it, and time will tell if I'm right. Well, let's be clear.
God damn it. God damn it. I will probably just have to play it at another time because I'll be searching here for fucking ever. But essentially he said, I'm not going to necessarily be here, in 10 years. So it is what it is essentially what he said. He's like, we'll see if it works out, but I'm not going to be here in 10 years anyway. So whatever. So when you throw in the fact that my guy admits he's not going to be around, then do you even give a fuck about the team like that you're thinking in these terms? And now it's funny because one of the things that's going on and how this is having a ripple effect already, apparently you had Myles Garrett, who, good for him, was like, you know what? I love you, Cleveland. I love everything that you've done for me. I want to try and win a chip while I still have the opportunity. So he's trying to get traded. But then apparently the Lakers decided that the Rams decided they want to trade Cooper Kupp. So Cooper Kupp said, I was informed that the team will be seeking a trade immediately and will be working with me and my family to find the right place to continue competing for championships. I don't agree with the decision and always believed I was going to begin and end in LA. Still, if there's one thing that I've learned over the years, there's so many things that are out of your control, but it's how you respond to these things that will make you look back on it and remember. I've taken so much pride in playing alongside my teammates for the LA community, so thank you for embracing my family and making this such a special place for us. 2024 began with one of the best training camps of my career. Preparations starting out for 2025. Highly motivated, as healthy as ever. Looking forward to playing elite football for years to come. I love you guys, but coming for it all. Thank you, LA. So they're throwing Cooper Kupp out on his ass, even though he's still kicking ass. I understand that Nakua is the guy now, but that's fucking crazy. And again, it's not to say that teams don't have the right to do that. That's the business of it all. You can do that. But you would think that because he apparently found out from the trading block, they didn't apparently come to him right away and tell him that. He found out the news that the Rams were interested in trading, and that's where I'm pissed off. At what point do you not look at these teams and care about these individuals that are supposedly so important to your franchise? Hold on. I feel like I've gone too far back on some shit. Okay. So let me go back now. I wanted to show you this Mavs player who kind of broke it all down. Maybe I need to just go to my profile. And here's where it was, because it was me bitching about this all fucking weekend. And then I'm finally going to look at your comments. I do apologize that I've gone on just like a tirade, man. All right, so this kid right here.
Entire life since I've been a baby.
If you haven't heard this kid gave an impassioned speech from Mavs fans.
I've been a Mavs fan my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of my life. This is ridiculous. This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player? How are we trading a franchise player? You went to the NBA Finals. He's supposed to have a statue. Hell yeah. He's supposed to have a statue. Dirk got a statue right there. It's supposed to be Luka right there. Why we don't got a statue for Luka? This new management is putting profit over fans. Profit over fans. Feel me? They're not worried about the fans. They don't care that we've invested 7 years of it believing in Luka, but believing in building a team around Luka. They don't care about that. They just want to make their gambling money, make a couple $100 million, and leave us stuck out here. You know, now we're back to square one. We're back to square zero. You feel me? It's ridiculous.
Right, man.
Luka filled that stadium. Who gonna fill it now? Who gonna fill that stadium now?
Like I said, I was upset. I was confused because, like, in my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, what is your mindset, right? Like, why would you trade Luka? And if you are to trade Luka, why would you not get the best trade package available for him? That was just such a horrible perspective. That was just such a horrible trade. Like, at least make it make sense. You know what I mean? Make it at least a decent trade. But that was just a terrible trade. Hate everything about it. I hope Luka goes crazy on us. You know what I mean?
I kind of feel the same way.
Like,
honestly,
I'm done with the Mavs right now, bro. It's done.
These guys, this Nico, they finished with my dreams. Okay? And this place, American Airlines, the Mavericks, this was my safe place. And now I have nothing. Basically, they screw up the best sport thing in Dallas.
yeah, because it's not the fucking Cowboys.
Sad and disappointed.
Mr. Luka, if you're listening to us, Mr. Luka Dončić,
Like I
this is
said,
not
Mr.
from us.
Luka.
Mr. Luka, you were supposed to stay here for forever. We love you, Luka. My kids were supposed to watch you. My kids, this was supposed to be their childhood, Luka. We love you, Luka. Please come back to us. Once you
He's not
don't
coming
resign
back.
to Los
He's not
Angeles,
coming back.
please come back to us. We
He's
love you
not
here,
coming
Luka.
back.
There's no precedent for this in the history of the NBA, that you don't trade a 25-year-old MVP candidate in his prime for a 32-year-old made of glass and a single pick. We just went to the finals last year. It's not like we missed the playoffs. It's not like we lost in the first round. And they could win every game the rest of the season and win the championship, and it wouldn't really matter because all of the emotional value and in that journey just got sucked away.
Bingo.
Like, it feels like someone close to you died in a way, and there's lots of anger for sure. What's inscribed on that statue over there?
That's the crazy part.
Says loyalty never fades away, and apparently that's only a one-way street. That only matters for the players because loyalty definitely faded away from the organization. They didn't hold up their end of the bargain. He was loyal and they weren't. So I guess that inscription doesn't really mean anything.
So yeah, they did a good job of kind of summing up my feelings. I do want to know what y'all think, man. This whole thing was just fucking devastating. It genuinely was. So let me know what you think down in the comments if you're watching this on the playback. Definitely in the chat, man. That was my damn near 40-minute rant about all of this. If you want to get your questions in, man, please be sure to throw in a super chat, or you can hit up streamlabs.com/theswaggyblerd/tip, man. It is what it is. So, again, I definitely going to move on to something else and kind of see what all we are talking about. So we got a few other things. Let's dive in, man. Let's talk about the Grammys. Huge. The Grammys were huge, man. We ended up with some massive wins after years. Beyonce has finally won Album of the Year. At the 67th Annual Grammy Awards on Sunday, Cowboy Carter took the night's final award, giving the superstar 3 wins out of 11 nominations. Earlier, she became the first black artist to win Best Country Album. I didn't realize that was the case. That's amazing. Kendrick Lamar swept 5 categories, winning the most awards, including both Song and Record of the Year for his Drake diss Not Like Us. Chaperone was named Best New Artist, capping a rocket ship year. So here are all the breakdowns. Record of the Year, Not Like Us. Album of the Year, Cowboy Carter. Song of the Year, Not Like Us. Best New Artist, Chaperone. Producer of the Year, Non-Classical, Daniel Negro. Songwriter of the Year, Non-Classical, Amy Allen. Best Pop Solo Performance, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Best Pop Duo Group Performance, Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Best Pop Vocal Album, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter. Dance Electronic Recording, Justice and Tame Impala, Never Ender. Best Dance Pop Recording, Von Dutch, Charlie XCX. Best Dance Electronic Album, Brat, Charlie XCX. Best Remix Recording, Espresso, with Mark Ronson. Rock Performance, Then and Now, The Beatles. Trying to see any other major ones. Huge that Best Rap Performance was Not Like Us. Best Melodic Rap Performance, 3 a.m., Rhapsody and Erykah Badu. Best Rap Song, Not Like Us. Best Rap Album, Dončić, man, for Alligator Bites Never Healed. That was huge because she's only the third female artist to win Best Rap Album. It was Lauryn Hill, Cardi B, and now Dončić, man, which is absolutely huge. And that album is fantastic. So yeah, there was a lot of just wild stuff. Some of my highlights, for sure, of the Grammys, which had me fucking dying, which I'm sure a lot of you saw, and then there was some controversies as well. Let me see if I can find the... We'll come back to that. So... Other than the fact that Taylor was out here getting it, which was hilarious, while Kendrick won, which is amazing. But there was, let me see if I can find there was a video showing Kendrick going up there, and he took forever to get up there, bro. And I was dying laughing because you had the entirety of the stadium chant out. It was probably A minor. Beyonce's dancing. Let me see if I can find it real quick because it's pretty funny. I think this is it. Yep. Here we go.
Lamar.
Certified Boogeyman. I'm the one that up the skull with him. I'm the hoeing him. Now, Beyonce out here dancing and shit, right? All right. Let me pause it for a minute. I don't want to get the strike. We're going to jump ahead. She's dancing. Taylor's dancing, having a good-ass time. Kendrick's taking his time to get up there. And then it finally... I'm going to do my... The whole arena screaming out A minor. Drake's life is over, bro. His career is done. That's a wrap. That's just call it. Just call it right now. That is Drake's career, bro. It's wrapped the fuck up. And the funny thing is, somebody specifically said a little that was really spot on was the idea that if Drake had just taken his L, if Drake had honestly just taken the L, you lost the rap battle, all that kind of stuff. Yes, Kendrick was still being petty, but just take it and be quiet. I think things would have been fine. But the problem was, then you turned around to make all this worse. Not only did you keep throwing back with like disses that didn't hit nearly as hard as Euphoria, as Meet the Grams, as 616 in LA, as Not Like Us. Then you went and decided to open up this lawsuit with UMG. You decided to sue a bunch of black influencers and streamers and things like that because you were like, oh, they were all out to get me. You sound ridiculous. You genuinely sound ridiculous. And just because of that, man, you took a bigger L. So it was Mark from RDC World who said it best. He said, he grew up in a hood where there were plenty of people that would take L's, and the ones that end up the worst are the ones that can't take the L. So then they want to escalate and go pop the trunk and all that kind of shit. And that's when people start dying and getting shot and all sorts of shit like that. And I'm not saying that this is going to go to violence, but I'm saying this could have all gone away. But you had to keep dragging this up, and you just got more and more embarrassed by it. Now the entirety of the music industry thinks you're a joke. It's not like the place where you make your bread and butter is all singing A minor at you, bro. Like that's not good. That's really, really bad. So like, oh man. All right. So let me show you the moment on the red carpet that was being talked about that was kind of crazy. This is it right here. So you have two hosts for AP News who are talking to the legendary Babyface. If you don't know who Babyface is, I'm surprised you're watching the show, to be honest with you. This is one of the most legendary like producers of R&B, hip hop and pop stuff maybe ever, let alone just a fantastic singer in his own regard. But he is a literal legend. And I am aware of the clout and the star power that Chappell Roan has earned this past year, but that does not excuse what you're about to watch right now.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chappell.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Hello. How's it going, Chappell? Hello. Good. How are you? Oh my gosh.
In the middle of Babyface answering a question that you just asked during an interview, you stopped what you were doing and you called over Chappell Roan. And so Babyface, not to be disrespected, and I don't blame him, goes, "Oh, you want to talk to her? Go do that." And he gave her the mic and he walked off. On Black History Month? Really? Babyface? So here was they're trying to clean it up after the fact. And you see they brought in one of their black hosts to try and help with it as well. But check this out.
And there was a lot of commotion as there is on these carpets, but I'm a big Babyface fan, and as are we all, and so I just wanted to say that I really apologize. But thank you so much for having me, you guys. It's been great.
Thank you so much, Krista.
Yeah.
It's been great having you on here. And you know, one thing. Oh, as I pull the mic up, as I was gonna say, on these carpets, wild things sometimes happen that are out of our control. We've got, you know, directors in our ears telling us to wrap it up. Oftentimes we want to continue those conversations. I really still want to hear Babyface's answer about women in R&B progressing. You know, we talked to him last year
Doubt you do.
about it, and he had beautiful responses to it. Looking forward to interviewing him in the future. He is also, again, one of my favorites. Created a lot of great music for some of my favorite artists as well. A true legend. It's unfortunate that I was involved.
Yo, I forgot she said that. She threw the girl under the bus. It's unfortunate that your ass fucked up and I have to be dragged because and the brother tried to clean it up too.
But it is, I'm very happy.
Not, she said, bitch. You on your own on this one.
And it was unfortunate, but also these things happen. A lot of times we're not having live shows, so you know I don't want to say it's infrequent, but it does happen sometimes. And there's so much craziness on the carpet that sometimes you know things happen. But we love Babyface, we love Krista, we love our little trio that we've had today, and we've loved talking to you guys. It's been one of my most fun times.
Sis in the black is not buying it. She said, "Krista, you messed up."
This is fun, and
girl.
thank you for joining us on that chat. Go ahead and.
Wild. Absolutely wild, man. So yeah, I would just say this as somebody who has hosted for a long time. For a long time. Here's what you do. Here's literally what you do. If you notice you got to wrap it up, you let Babyface finish his thought and you go, "Hey, Babyface, thank you so much for your time. I'm so sorry that we weren't able to get the thing, but hopefully we can do a longer interview with a little bit later. Please have a wonderful time tonight, and we'd love to follow up with you after the show." Or you need to let him finish his thought. And if you have the director off to the side that they want Chappell that bad, they can flag over the PR person and be like, "Hey, we'd like to speak to Chappell real quick." I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve to have her moment in the sun with them as well, but that is not how you handle that. That is extremely disrespectful. And again, for a legend. Now, I would make the argument, what this would feel like, truly, would be like, let's say you had, who was like a big, let's talk football for like half a second, just as an example. Let's say, for example, you had, you know, a chance to interview fucking Saquon Barkley. This dude's going to the Super Bowl. He's been crushing it. That's not even good. You're interviewing Michael fucking Irving, bro. Michael Irving. And just because in that moment, here comes, let's say, fucking Xavier Worthy, who had a fantastic season. No, better yet, Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is walking up. This kid is about to probably win Rookie of the Year. Greatest rookie we've ever seen, right? As a quarterback. As a quarterback, people are arguing this is the best quarterbacking season we've seen out of a rookie. Best campaign. Took him all the way to the NFC Championship game. That's huge. That's kind of the equivalent of what Chapel did, breaking all sorts of records and things like that. You finish your talk with Michael Irvin, you still need to talk to Jaden Daniels. You do not go, excuse me, playmaker, get out of my face. Hey, yo, Jaden, what up? You don't do that. That is extremely fucking disrespectful. And it is bad hosting. There are ways to wiggle out of that, and that was not it. So truthfully, that is a failure on AP potentially for having them out there if they're not trained to do that. That's a failure on that director to be able to have, like, or the producer, whoever is talking in their ear, not to do what they need to do. You can give them, hey, wrap it up, and then somebody's off to the side. Hey, we do want to speak with Chapel. She's up right now as soon as we finish this last question. There are so many ways to do that. There are so many ways. Even if you need to, if Babyface is mid-thought, you kind of cut him off in a way of you hear what he's saying, but you move him along. Those are all things you can do. That was not it. And it's absolutely wild to think that would happen. So all of that, man, I am just kind of in shock that is how that was handled. I hate that we are in a situation now where we don't end up in a situation where, where talent, as far as like all of this stuff, we get so many influencers, people that got big on TikTok or Instagram or things like that, or you get journalists that are only used to, maybe writing or things like that, but they're not used to being able to like interview people in live fashions like that. You end up with bad jobs. This is a skill set. This is a very particular skill set to interview people live, etc. So they just did not do that properly at all. Kind of gross. Let me know what you think about everything, the Grammys, about this moment with Babyface, all that stuff. I want to know what you think down in the comments, man. We got 2 more quick stories. And then other than that, we're going to get out of here, and I'll read the Super Chats and the Streamlabs. I do see that stuff has come in, and I appreciate y'all for that. Please, again, if you would like to send anything in, you can send it to streamlabs.com. Let me put that in the chat. Yes. Streamlabs.com/theswaggyblerd/tip. Or you can throw in a Super Chat, whatever is clever. Appreciate y'all. So let's go on to this next one, man. There is a rumor that Hunter Schafer is being eyed to play Mystique in the MCU's X-Men reboot. So this is Mark Cassidy at Comic Book Movie. As the X-Men casting rumors continue to swirl, we should start to see official announcements fairly soon. We're hearing that Mystique will be a part of the MCU reboot, and the studio might just have someone in mind to play the shape-shifting mutant. According to My Time to Shine Hello, Hunter Schafer is being eyed to play Raven Darkholme in the upcoming movie. Whether this means Schafer is actually in talks for the part is not clear. All we've been told is she is being considered. Schafer has become a highly sought-after talent since her breakout role in Euphoria and has gone on to appear in the likes of The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and recent horror hit Cuckoo. Mystique was played by Rebecca Romijn in the 20th Century Fox franchise and Jennifer Lawrence from First Class on. The character was originally introduced as a villain, but was given a lot more screen time as a member of the team in the later movies. Previous rumors have claimed that Harrison Dickinson of Baby Girl, The Iron Claw, Triangle of Sadness, and Jack Champion, Avatar, and Scream 6 are being eyed to play Cyclops, with Stranger Things alum Sadie Sink is likely a pick for Jean Grey. We've also heard that the Bears' Ayo Edebiri is on the studio's radar to play Storm. Kitty Pryde and Gambit, but Willoughby, Channing Tatum are also expected to be on the team. Though Marvel does finally appear to be making progress on the elusive X-Men movie, official updates have been few and far between. All we know for sure is that Michael Leslie is currently working on a script and that a director is being sought. If some of the X-Men make their debut in the next Avengers movies, which they are rumored to do, there's a chance we could get some official casting news fairly soon. During a recent interview, Kevin Feige, I've talked about this multiple times, so don't need to do all that. But okay, let's talk about it. I love this casting idea, personally. I think that this is actually great casting. Hunter is incredibly talented. I really, really love what she's doing in Euphoria. I finally saw Songbirds and Snakes, and she is fantastic in that too. I also think that there's something really interesting because if I remember correctly, I believe Hunter is a trans woman, and so I can't think of anything more poignant of somebody and being in their body and what feels right and things like that, and the ability to shapeshift like that, and how Mystique in the past has represented for some folks, for people that are gender nonconforming or trans and things like that, like the idea of Raven kind of, being able to morph like that. So I think there is so much about that I love that, obviously people are going to go, oh, woke, but like, again, if you think that comics, specifically the X-Men, is woke, then you're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about, because literally, stop stealing that word and using it in the way that it's not even supposed to be fucking used, but B, they are literally an allegory for the civil rights movement. They 1,000% are. They have been for fucking ever. Every time a mutant is being discriminated against, that's every marginalized group that's ever felt some shit like that. Black people, gays, Latinos, Asians, it doesn't matter. They all have gone through it. That is exactly what the X-Men was always supposed to be about. So miss me with your, it's, woke shit. But Hunter is fucking fantastic. I think that she would absolutely crush in the role, and I would love to see her be a part of it, and I think this character would be spot on, personally. But I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments if you're watching this on the replay or in the chat right now, and let's definitely talk about what the deal is. And let's go to this final story. This one kind of made me laugh because this was kind of alluded to, but now it's been officially dubbed. Justin Baldoni, Amends, It Ends With Us lawsuit with new allegations about Deadpool and Wolverine's Nicepool. Josh wanting a comic book movie with this one again. After clashing on the set of It Ends With Us with actor Blake Lively's feud with co-star and director Jason Baldoni has led to multiple lawsuits being filed. Those feature almost endless charges and counter charges, but boil down to Lively accusing Baldoni of harassment and retaliation, Baldoni saying the Green Lantern star has defamed him. This weekend, Baldoni has updated his lawsuit against Lively to add various claims. A full breakdown can be found on a newly launched website, including accusations of bullying from Ryan Reynolds via Deadpool and Wolverine's Nicepool. Baldoni's lawyer argued that Nicepool was created by Reynolds to mock and bully him. Reynolds portrayed Nicepool as a vicious caricature of a woke feminist before concluding the character's arc with his violent shooting death at the hands of Ladypool, a character voiced by Blake Lively, the suit states. It goes on to claim that Nicepool was intended to be a transparent and mocking portrayal of Reynolds' warped perception of Baldoni. The suit also alleges that Nicepool's scenes were shot in January of 2024, not long after an ambush at Lively and Reynolds' apartment, which saw Reynolds allegedly berate Baldoni and demand he apologize for things he asserts he never did. Much has been said on TikTok about Gordon Reynolds receiving a thank you in It Ends With Us. I don't know if I get that. A thank you in the It Ends With Us credits, as Ryan's fictional brother was later credited with portraying Nicepool and Deadpool and Wolverine. A trial isn't expected to begin until early next year, so this situation isn't likely to be resolved anytime soon. Insiders believe that only a decisive victory for either side will salvage their respective reputations at this stage, and it's unclear whether Marvel Studios will eventually be dragged into the whole thing, or whether any of this jeopardizes Deadpool's role in the next Avengers movies. Okay. Look, man. I don't know if y'all heard with this whole Justin Baldoni thing, man. These ridiculous motherfucking voice memos that he was sending Blake at 4-2 whatever in the morning, talking about, yeah, girl, these things I just been thinking about Blake. I just, and hold on, let me find that, because that's where I'm just like, look, man, I'm not picking up what you're putting down at all. Justin Baldoni voice memos. I think this is it.
Hey, Blake.
Yep. Okay, I'm not gonna play all 6 minutes because I don't have time for that shit. But let's play this real quick. This is, so apparently he He left a 6-minute voice memo thing for her at 2 a.m. because that's appropriate.
It is 2 in the morning. Hopefully this does not wake you up. Whew. Wow, there's so much I want to say to you, and I hope that we can FaceTime or see each other in person soon and get to talk more. But I'm just going to send you a few thoughts, and hopefully it's not going to be more than a few minutes. But that I don't have the best track record. I don't think either one of us have the best track record for our voice memos. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank. And I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short. And you worked really hard on that. And the way you framed it and how that made you feel, I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability. And
all right, I'm only stopping it again. I don't want to listen to the whole 6 minutes. We have shit to do today. But like, so what? Some of the stuff he said, we have chemistry. I felt in the room since we met, and then goes on talking about breaks breasts. Yeah, definitely. See, so that's what I'm saying. He goes on and says some wild shit. 2 in the morning, dog. Again, if you need to get this out, nigga, write it down, record it on your own, and then send it to her later. But all of that being said, like, ain't nobody, like, what is wrong with you? That at that point, that's motherfucking harassment to be sending 2 a.m. Hey, girl, you know, I just got to say that it was really great of you to explain to me how I was wrong and how I mansplained to you during set. And that was horrible. I'm so sorry about that. I've been thinking about it for so long. That's all I've been thinking about, and I am so sorry. God, I can't believe it's 2 in the morning. What are you doing right now? Are you in bed? I wonder if you're in bed. I bet Ryan snores, doesn't he? Oh, man. Okay, well, something just clicked in my brain that I probably should have just waited to say this in person. You know, not creepily in the middle of the night. So I'm going to go. What them titties do, though? Okay, bye-bye, Justin. Like, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Like, honestly. But I'll tell you this much. I had no idea that Nicepool was him until he decided to tell everybody. I literally had zero fucking idea, and I bet you most people didn't. You could have maybe, like, connected the dots one way or the other, but you outed yourself for being made fun of. And I see that Stormy said the same thing. Literally none of us caught on to that. We just thought of it as just like literally, especially from the idea of you know, Ryan being Canadian and all that. They're like, oh, it's just like the Canadian nice version, whatever. You're the one that put yourself out there. So it is what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you know, I guess which side you're on of this whole thing. I thought it was really creepy that hella ladies were super on TikTok being like, oh my God, tell me how you sorry all the time. And like, and the messages were just really fucking creepy. That felt very pick me in my opinion, but let me know what you think down in the comments, man. Now let's get to the Streamlabs and the super chats. I want to make sure that we hear all the questions and the statements y'all have had. Thank you so much for the donations and engaging with me. I really appreciate that. Let's take a quick look. We had 2 real quick from Poop Shoot Riot. Thank you, man. Poop Shoot Riot says, as a Cleveland fan, we had the worst trade in history. The way 2025 is going, wouldn't be surprised if Dallas was traded Dak here for Garrett. LOL. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the memes that had me dying was the one where you have like Patrick Beverly crying and all that, and they're playing I'm the Man, and that was supposed to be Jerry Jones realizing he's not the worst GM in Dallas. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's what it is, man, and that'd be kind of crazy. But then Poop to Ride follows it up with, they did the same with other stars. Poppy interview. Oh, that might be You're talking about the Grammys. So they apparently did the same thing where they cut people. Then again, they're bad interviewers. That is not how you do that. You find a way to naturally transition, and if you have to cut somebody off, you do it in a polite way where you acknowledge that they still heard that you heard them, but you're just moving on. So that was very, very poorly done. I would genuinely just be like, hey, maybe y'all don't need to do that anymore. Which I think that was part of what the girl in the black dress was realizing, like, Jesus, I'm gonna lose my job over this shit. But anyway, I really want to thank everybody that was in here. I want to thank everybody that let me rant about something that truly broke my heart for the all of this weekend. Now I get to continue to pack. As you can see, we're moving along. The bookshelf is almost completely empty here. The move for us is officially on the 12th. So I will be doing another Blerd Breakdown later this week. I will be on Spill the Tequila tomorrow with Roka. I'll be on Capes and Cows on Friday, with the crew. And then the other thing is, once I'm done here tonight, I've got to do some packing and some personal stuff. And then I am hoping to have the Sonic reaction out tomorrow. And hopefully in the morning is the goal. So with all that, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, man, so you know when new content's dropping. Throw a like on this video. I greatly appreciate it. Definitely get in the comments, man. I appreciate y'all for everything that you do, for supporting, for watching the show, all that good stuff. We're going to keep the good times rolling. And, if you're up late, because I can't at this moment stream on Twitch during the day right now, just because, again, moving. But I have been streaming on Twitch kind of late at night just for, to release my mind a little bit after a long day. So if you want to come say what's up, twitch.tv/theswaggyblerd. I need to finish editing tonight, so I probably won't be playing Rivals, but I will probably be on there at some point tomorrow night. So if you wanted to come and hang, talk some shit, all that good stuff, would love to see you come on out. So with that, y'all take care of yourself. If you're watching on the replay, check out one of these other 2 videos that pops up right here. Otherwise, I'll see you on the flip, man. Peace.